No, you do really, really well out in Newport area. And I was like, you know what? We need to bring on an expert from Aquidneck Island that can really talk to what's happening over there, because there's certain dynamics in your marketplace that are really changing the way buyers are buying and sellers are selling real estate. And it's these short-term or weekly type of rentals, right? So what have you seen? What's going on?
The weekly rental market, both legal and legal, has really caused an upheaval in Newport. I had a really high-end investor just kind of call me out of the blue, and he was doing this weekly thing down in his neck of the woods, and he wanted to bring it up here. And I think, like a lot of realtors, I thought it was going to be like a real easy cakewalk kind of thing. And all of a sudden, I started like delving into, the ordinances, and the potential pitfalls of where you could buy, how the property could be used. And I was also hearing anecdotal stories about people who were buying properties that weren't necessarily in the weekly zone. And
so there's zones for this?
Oh, there's absolutely zones. Yeah, you have to be in the general, limited, or waterfront districts. They used to call it Zooport for a reason. Basically, you threw up a cage around downtown Newport. Weeklies were fine. There were lines outside the rental agencies. You were basically just taking people around on a loop.
Yeah.
You take them out for a ride, bring them back to the office, you sign a weekly rental. It was like that. Newport, for good reason, shut that down. Weeklies are now allowed within this general waterfront limited business zone. If you are not paying very careful attention, or your realtor's not paying very careful attention to the properties that you are selecting, then you could get in some trouble, and people have gotten in some trouble. You need to do your homework.
Yeah.
You really need to do your
What
homework.
are you doing? So there's a low level of inventory right now in all of Rhode Island. Okay, I'm not sure. Are you seeing low level of inventory in Newport? Okay, so how are you finding your clients' properties when it's not on, MLS, and they're not seeing it on Zillow and all these other websites? What are you doing to procure properties?
I'm going off market.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm actually one of the most lucrative properties that one of my clients has. I actually just approached the owner directly. I just wasn't on the MLS, found the perfect property, made sure that it complied with all of the zoning, and then we just went at him with an offer.
If you're an investor, okay, and you're out and you're looking in Newport or areas like Newport where they have certain restrictions on where you can buy, what you can do, what type of stipulations go into the zoning for weekly type of rentals, what is the best advice that you could give that type of investor?
All right, if you're coming into Newport and you're looking to buy an investment property, there are 100, awesome agents in that town. Some people I have immense respect for. But you also have to find someone who knows the rental market backwards and forwards. Mm-hmm. Not where it's is going only, but where it's been. Okay. All right, because that is how you are going to pay for that property. Mm-hmm. So if an agent really doesn't have their finger on the pulse of who's going to rent that property, what it can rent for, all right, what the future holds, and we can talk a little bit more about that later. But if they can't answer those questions, then I don't really know how they can properly service you in buying an investment property.